What's going on, my people? I just wanted to say I'm starting to feel better. I appreciate all the people who gave me some well wishes. I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? Just a little sinusitis. Uh, um, Sometimes that kind of gets me to a situation where I get like drained out of my energy for like 2 3 days. But I want to say thank you to all the people who are watching this channel, who are learning from this channel. I'm getting a lot of kind words, some words not so kind, but I appreciate all. Let me tell you why I appreciate all. Um, I mean, I could be making this content and nobody could be watching it at all. So if you take that into consideration, I'm very thankful for even some of the trolls. So we're gonna talk about what I'm wearing today. So what am I gonna wear today? I don't know. I got too many bottles. I'm gonna figure out something. Let's go with Ramon Montegal Pfizer. All right. So we're gonna talk about something. And today, one of the biggest things that we're gonna talk about is debt instruments and holding. And what is a debt instrument? So we have to understand the presumption of law. So for those that need help, I'm gonna reference some of my videos. I haven't referenced them yet, so I had to get up to date and reference some of my stuff. Some of my videos so people can link on those videos and watch those. And I will be, kind of, there's a lot of big things that are going to happen in this channel starting in the month of May. Uh, so just give you guys, a heads up that I will be finally finishing my credit course. People have been asking me for this course for almost 2 years. It's on now. Also, the law, I'm planning on getting the law class done either by May or June, and this is going to be the entire complete law class. Now, don't sleep on this law class. This is going to be more of a technical law class. It's not going to be a law class like the 401 and the 1210. The 1210 is a little more technical than the 401. The 401 is more about defense and kind of being able to stand up against debt collectors and know how to go into court against debt collectors. And I'm still going to add to that. So I'll update the 401 and the 1210, and I'll change the names of those, and I will update everybody who I have emails in regards to those. So that's a long intro, but I want to let people know that a lot of things are going to change with this channel. The production quality is going up, etc. And I'll let you guys know on one of my lives why I haven't kind of brought up the channel and done some things. All right, so let's get to this. So now we need to understand we're going to go with debt instruments. And I'm sorry to yammer, but I want to, sometimes you got to announce when you come in, you got to let people know, you got stuff on the way. So we have to understand that back in the day, I think I did a video talking about the borrower as the holder or subsequent holder. And people told me I didn't know what I was talking about. They didn't tell me. They sneak dissed me in some of their videos. Not even sneak diss, but I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, they try to say, oh, the borrower's not a holder. Whenever somebody gives you a debt instrument, you are the holder. At that moment, they gave you the debt instrument. You're the holder. It doesn't matter if you're the borrower in the instrument. You're still the holder. Okay? And I'm going to prove it to you. Right? So we like to prove stuff on this channel. Let's go. So we'll go to the robot. Yes. A borrower can be a holder of a loan or debt instrument in a financing and lending. The term holder typically refers to the entity or individual that legally possesses or holds rights to a financial asset such as a loan, bond, promissory note, or other debt instruments. The holder of a loan or a debt instrument is entitled to receive payments of principal and interest from the borrower according to the terms of the agreement. Well, you know what that means, right? If I sign a car loan, didn't they say that they loaned me money? Well, wouldn't I be entitled to receive a credit for that owed money? Yeah, why? Because I'm a holder. And once I verify my signature and my rights and claims in the instrument, I now become what is a holder in due course. When a borrower obtains a loan from a lender, the borrower assumes the role of the debtor. Why does the borrower assume the role of the debtor? The borrower assumes the role of the debtor because the presumption is that the the obligee paid the obligor. But what is the evidence that that happened or didn't happen? The note. Okay, so obligor, see, assumes the role of debtor or obligor, responsible for repaying the borrowed funds. Listen to what I just said. Borrowed funds according to the terms and conditions specified in the loan agreement. So if the loan says that they lent money to me on my behalf, what they do is they send you an incomplete instrument, and what you fail to do is read the UCC, because the UCC will tell you what you do when someone gives you a blank check. And they do it before you, and that's how they're entitled to payment, because you don't understand who you are. You guys, I want you to understand the power of you, okay? What I'm telling you, you have the power to do whatever. You have the power to do this. Yes, but you have to understand it. I can't tell you every aspect and all this stuff. I don't know your learning curve. Okay. Some of you guys have different learning curves than other people. I can't expect a person who's been studying this a month to have the same knowledge as a person that's been studying this 10 years. Okay. There's different learning curves. There's people who are casually trying to learn this stuff, and there's people who really bout this stuff. And then there's people who are trying to get rid of debts and all that other stuff. Okay. There's no shame on none of them, because we all started in one place. We all had to start as somewhere. Okay. So, however, it is possible for the borrower to become the holder of the loan or debt instrument under certain circumstances. Example, so assignment of loan. The lender may assign or transfer the loan to another party, such as a financial institution, investor, or third party debt buyer. Ding, 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 ding. So, whenever they assign your note, they are a third party debt buyer. In this case, the new loan holder of the new holder of the loan becomes entitled to receive payments from the borrower. Why? Because the borrower has not claimed his interest. Okay. Securitization. In the process of securitization, loans or debt instruments are pooled together. So if you've never seen a pooling and servicing agreement, these are things you need to ask for. The PSA. You need to ask for the schedule, because there's a schedule that goes with the PSA. How do I know this? Because I've testified in thousands of trials. I know this. So I never really brought it up because it really, like, there's so many ways to get rid of a mortgage. It's not just one way. You don't have to go through court. I just teach people that way because it's the simplest way to show them, instead of going into sending letters and trying to get into some other stuff. Look, so it's pooled together and sold to investors as securities. So if they securitize it, they lose their ability to collect. Okay, so what if you do a securitization audit and finds they securitize the loan, they lose their rights to collect. Okay, I don't tell people to do securitization audits. They can or can't. To me, it doesn't matter. But if you want to do a securitization audit and you prove it, they lose the ability to collect. Why? Because they securitized the loan. Now they're making you subject to a loan that's subject to external agreements. Okay, we all understand the statute of frauds, right? So, such as a mortgage-backed security (MBS) or an asset-backed security (ABS). Investors who purchase these securities become the holders of the underlying loans and receive payments from the borrowers through special purpose vehicles (SPV) or trustee. So this is where people say the indentured trustee is liable for all that. Remember, the indentured trustee has an agreement with the corporation. They don't have an agreement with you. They don't. Somebody, you don't know what you're talking about, indentured trustee. You need to read the Indentured Trustee Act. Already read it. Been read it years ago. Look, in some cases, borrowers may enter into agreements with multiple lenders or investors, each whom holds, what did it say? Listen to what it said. investors, each of whom holds a portion of the loan or debt instrument. These lenders, they're telling you right there, everybody that holds that debt instrument has an obligation or has an interest. So if they say that you're liable to repay the debt instrument, you can say to them, I will repay the instrument once I receive the funds that you approve me for. Okay? That's why I was trying to say you don't have to go into securitization audit. You don't have to go into all of this stuff. You just need to know how to ask questions and then follow up on those questions when you ask them. That's why people send a notice off in the mail and then they'll just like, that's it. And then they'll come back and be like, oh, they don't respond to nothing. They don't do nothing. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to me. What do you do if somebody doesn't listen to you? You sue them. Okay, look. Or there's other ways too. You got to read your agreement. They'll show you how to do what you need to do. These lenders are investors collectively become holders of the loan and are entitled to receive payments from the borrower based on their respective ownership interests. Okay, that means that they have to own it. They can't be a holder. They can be a holder and receive payments, but they're not over the borrower. Okay, these entities, they're holding these notes. The only reason they're holding the notes is because you didn't make a claim. It has nothing to do with your legal status, has nothing to do with you being under the United States. It has nothing to do with none of that. It has to do with the agreement because everybody is presumed to be over the age of 18. It's presumed to be competent and have the ability to contract. But did they teach you negotiable instruments in school that you learned? No. Was you in kindergarten writing up promissory notes? No. Did they teach you this in high school? No. Did they teach you this in college? No. You see what I'm saying? This is what makes the world run around because everything is a credit transaction. Why is it a credit transaction? Not because America is bankrupt, not because there is no money. It's a credit transaction because it's all a delayed payment. Jesus Christ, man. People do not read nothing. Stop listening to people who assume stuff. Everything is a credit transaction because it is a delayed payment. It's not because there is no money, because there's no gold or silver, because you're a United States citizen and you have no rights. It's not because you registered your property and then stayed and gave up all your interest. No, it's because you don't know how to contract. That's why you become liable. Okay? And I'm not saying this to diss people, but I get tired of people wasting your time, man. Look, we're going to go under this. Simple Cornell law, a holder in general term for an individual who lawfully, so you can challenge the lawful possession even though somebody may be legally entitled to possess the notes. Why are they entitled to possess the note? Because you did not fill out the instrument. If you send me a check and it is a blank check, I can negotiate that check to anybody and I can do whatever I want with that check beside change the front of it. Why? Because that is altering and amending the terms. Thus, I would need the other party to agree to it. Ooh, did he drop a bar? I dropped a bar, not a bar, so no did he. No, I'm just playing. All right. It's amazing that people are so entertained by celebrities. Anywho, received by possession of property. For example, anyone holding a promissory note, check, bond, or other paper is what? A holder. So we went through that, got through that. Now we got to understand, okay, what is a holder? Okay, we done went here. We were wondering, okay, how am I a holder? How did I get into this, right? So let's go into the Uniform Commercial Code. Okay, so we have to understand what the Uniform Commercial Code is and what the Uniform Commercial Code isn't before we start quoting it. Okay, the Uniform Commercial Code is not law. It is not mandatory. The states do not have to acknowledge it, but the states have chosen to acknowledge the Uniform Commercial Code and adopt the Uniform Commercial Code to some degree. There are many uniform acts. There are uniform trust acts. There are uniform unclaimed property acts. There are uniform registration acts. There's so many acts when it comes down to it. But when you understand that all of this is really basically contract law, there is no consumer law. You guys are getting confused with consumer law, and that's one of the biggest problems with this movement is because people are teaching you things that are redundant and ignorant. Why would you want to be a consumer when you're dealing with investment securities? Why would I want to sit here and try to do remittance coupons all day when I should be an investor and I should be using my credit card correctly? You see what I'm saying? So if every month I have $20,000 worth of credit, why am I not using that credit to make money? See, the problem is people are trying to teach y'all to become consumers, so y'all become slaves. So you have to keep coming back to them. No, you need to learn how to use your credit correctly so you can stop getting in these situations to where you always got to be like, I'm panicking, I'm gonna lose everything. No, once you know who you are, you will understand all of this. Look, a holder means the person in possession of a negotiable instrument that is payable either to the bearer. Every time you sign a car loan, it's payable to the bearer. Every time you sign a mortgage, it's payable to the bearer. Look, or to an identified person that is the person in possession. Or B, the person in possession of a document of title if the goods are deliverable either to the bearer or to the order of a person in possession. Okay, look at your notes and see who they're made payable to. You got to read your contracts, you got to read your agreements. Okay, so a lot of you guys are trying to do stuff. You're trying to file lawsuits, go into court, sue people. You don't even understand this. Don't do it. If you don't understand this and you can't articulate something intelligently, don't do it until you can. Okay? That means that you have to study it until you're able to relay it. There's no perfect letter to send to anybody, and anybody is sending you that affidavits and perfect letters. How does somebody go sell you an affidavit on stuff that you witnessed? You see what I'm saying? Some stuff people, I got magical documents, and these documents can help you out of this situation. They're going on script and still getting them documents assigned to you a premium. So look, if you understand this, you'll understand that once you enter the loan, you may occupy two positions. This is the legal and equitable title I was talking about. Okay? You're occupying two positions. When you take that two position and put it into one, now you're cooking with grease. Okay? You never tell them that you have a right to payment. So they're telling you they have a right to payment. So they're billing you. The loan was already in default. And with that being said, I wanted to make it a quickie. I hope you guys got a gang of information out of this. And with that said, it's going down in May on the Winner's Circle. So if you're not following me on Instagram, if you're not following me on, I might actually expand to TikTok. I might even go to Facebook. Why not? I don't know if I want to. But anywho, look, you guys are not demanding consideration from your agreements. Okay. Once you understand what consideration is what the person who was entitled to demand it is demanded, because consideration really doesn't have any it doesn't have any words. I mean, not words. It doesn't have any like set definitions. But yeah, if you're dealing in negotiable instruments, or you're dealing with something, you're doing anything, whether it comes to traffic tickets, child support, you need to demand that there's some type of consideration that's paid to you. And they'll say, well, you have to be on child support because the state says a law you got to pay for your kid. Well, yeah, I'm paying for my kid. There's no law that says I have to agree to this. I don't have to agree to be somebody's slave. But with that being said, as I wish you guys the best, and I hope you have a great week and weekend. And with that being said, I'm out.